So we'll talk more about that later on. But you know, nowadays a ride home can be as easy as literally using your phone and sending a text. We are joined right now by Matt Whiffen from Uber, an on-demand car service that takes reservations right on your phone. Matt, good morning and welcome back.
Good morning. Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome. So, Matt, when you came on, you and I talked. This was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And I was letting you know, I love your service. I use it all the time. And my buddy here didn't really believe me until he actually used it. And now you're in love with it.
Okay, you got to understand. So it's Friday night of this past week, Matt, and Matt had sent me an email and said, hey, look, it's very, very easy to sign up for. I think a lot of people think that apps can be sometimes complicated to use.
Yeah.
And that was my thing. So I sent Matt an email like, how easy is it to use?
Right.
He said, I promise you, and if you have any problems, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
So I downloaded the Uber app, and then once I signed everything up and I put my credit card information in, I said, let me test this thing out. Friday night, I tell them where I am. They said there'll be a car there within 15 minutes. I was able to track the car on my phone, and then the guy's out in front of my house, and he calls me. Hey, I'm here. This is and what caught me off guard was what you said last time you were here, which was, we're a technology company, not a limo service, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Uber is a technology company that more or less connects two parties. In this case, professional drivers, licensed drivers, and people that need a ride, like you on Friday night. Make it really easy to connect you to.
I'm trying to figure out, because I don't know the costs of cabs. So I didn't have a perspective.
It's almost equivalent. That's what I think, at least for when I've used it. It might be a couple dollars more, but here's the kicker, is that you don't have to leave a tip.
Right.
Which sometimes, you're looking for the cash. A lot of cab drivers hate the fact that you have a credit card. I don't know who carries cash anymore, and that's always been a problem for me.
Yeah.
And so that's what I love about Uber is when I use it. Literally, I'm just like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah,
I don't have to do anything. I don't have to tip. It's just being charged straight to my card. I don't even have to take my card out. They have all my information. And not to mention, it's clean and it smells good.
Who came up with
Cabs
this?
are smelling.
This is what I want to know. Whose concept, whose brainchild was this?
The company's based up in San Francisco, and there was a couple different founders that kind of founded the company. It was really out of necessity up in San Francisco, and it's not easy to get a cab, here in San Diego, unless you live in a place where you can really, hail a cab. And it's worse in San Francisco, where it is nearly impossible to just get a taxi cab in San Francisco. So it came out of a real need that people needed a ride, and just like here, you can't get everywhere on the trolley. You can't get everywhere on the bus. And same thing in San Francisco. They've got the BART and all that kind of stuff, but you can't just get everywhere on those things. So this was just a super easy way to get a ride.
I want to tell everybody, honestly, here's the thing. So it was Friday night. I knew I was going to go out. I knew I was going to have some drinks with some friends, right? And I just said, I can't be the DUI guy. I just can't be that guy, right?
No, because I need you here in the morning, and let's face it, your wife is not driving you that early in the morning every day from your house.
And the thing was, I was like, okay, look, what's the risk reward? Whatever it's going to cost me is worth so much more than the possibility of getting into any kind of trouble.
Yeah.
It cost me on Friday night to go probably a grand total of 10 miles to and 10 miles home. And by the way, they send you a report. Here's how many miles you travel. Here's the average speed. I mean, it's
you
unreal.
get to rate your driver. That's another thing, because let's face it. I mean, I do a lot of taxis every weekend because I'm like you. I don't want the DUIs, and I'm in heels, and there's no way in hell I'm walking. So what I do with the taxi drivers, you actually get to rate your driver. Like, for instance, if they're rude, but that's never been a problem for me.
No.
They're always so ridiculous.
The guy would not take a tip from me, Amber. I swear to you, I tried to tip the guy. I figured, I don't know. Do I tip? Do they add tip? I tried to give the guy a tip. He wouldn't. No, it's already part of your bill.
Yeah.
They even come out and open your door. I really like that.
Yeah, like you guys are saying, you can rate the drivers, because we want to keep the quality of the experience that you get, a great one. Whether you're taking an Uber in San Diego or San Francisco or London or wherever else.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, you guys are international, right? At this point?
Yeah,
I think
the
all
U.S.,
over.
Canada, Europe, Australia, Asia's coming soon, so it's all over the place.
I love how we invite Matt in to talk about the company, and we ignore. We're like, we just want to tell everybody how great it is.
Anyway.
So great. But let me ask you, because that's one of the things I did want to ask you. So the question then is I travel a lot on the weekends for work. Do I get to an airport and Uber when I get to my baggage claim, or is it still more convenient to just walk outside and grab a cab? That's what I'm trying to figure out now as I'll try and use it elsewhere.
You kind of experienced it, that it took him 10, 15 minutes to get you up to Rancho Santa Fe or wherever you were up there. Same thing, if you're at an airport, if it's going to take you half an hour, you know, to get your bags and that kind of stuff, you probably don't need to request the car just yet because he's going to be waiting for you. Because in most places, it's still going to only take him 5-10 minutes to get there, especially if you're at the airport, because there's Uber drivers at airports everywhere, you know.
But if I go to New York and I'm on a trip in New York City, right, and I need to go from uptown to downtown, I'm just trying to figure out the difference between an Uber Lincoln Town car, which is comfortable, smells good, they open the door, it's like a limo service, versus a cab. What is the cost differential between cab and Uber car?
Here in San Diego, I can answer that question. New York and that kind of stuff.
That'll
Not
give us an
totally
idea.
sure, but here I would typically say it's going to be 30 to 40% more than what a cab would be.
It will be 30 to 40% more for an Uber car here than what a cab would be.
Right,
Okay.
and then for that, you're getting the ease of use with the app. You're getting a nice car. You know, it's definitely a car service, and the customer service that comes with that. And the tip is included. It's meant to be all inclusive, so you get in, get out, you're done. That email, like you said, gets sent right to you, so it breaks down the whole thing.
And sometimes cab drivers, though, for instance, I've used it both at certain distances, and I notice that they're close to the same only because cab drivers will also up the ante when you've got more than one person in the cab.
Yeah.
So it ends up actually being close to the same if you've got 4 friends or 3 friends, you know, in the car.
I mean, I think ultimately, most people are probably willing to pay a little bit more for greater customer service.
Well, the experience is better.
And Matt, the reason we wanted to get you back in here is because Amber introduced us to it during New Year's, and I gotta say, congratulations to Uber, because I am blown away by what happened. Download the app.
That's right.
Use it for yourself. It's all clean. There's no tipping. It is a fantastic service. We look forward to talking to you again.
Anytime.
Thanks,
Good to
Matt.
see
And
you
throw
guys.
some credits my way.
I will.
Look what I'm doing.
I'll
You know,
look it up.
getting everybody
Absolutely.
excited about it.
Absolutely.
All right, so much more to go. Don't go anywhere. We are just underway on Monday. Stick around.